Are you ready to start our math lesson today? All right, last week we were doing addition, where we were adding things. We're going to do something that's related but opposite. You know what opposite means, right? All right, so before we get going, I'm going to read you a story about Charlie and Charlotte, and it's about stuff that's going on right now. I was in the front yard the other day, and I saw this tree, and I noticed these yellow leaves just kept falling down. It looked like snow, kind of, but with yellow leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and read you a story. I need you to pay very close attention, though, okay? All right, here goes. The leaves on many of the trees were already beginning to turn brilliant shades of red, orange, and yellow. The birch tree's leaves, still green in color, resembled twinkling jewels as they fluttered in the gentle autumn breeze with the bright blue sky overhead. As the twins and Mom strolled along, Mom explained to them that there are two common types of trees: broadleaf trees, which have broad, flat leaves, and conifer trees, which have sharp, narrow leaves called needles. Many broadleaf trees lose their leaves in the fall and are called deciduous trees. An example of a broadleaf or deciduous tree is a maple tree. Do you see this picture right here? Okay, these leaves that you see right here, these are from a maple tree, I do believe. You see the shape of them? Okay. Many broadleaf trees lose their leaves in the fall and are called deciduous trees. An example of a broadleaf or deciduous tree is the maple tree, Mom explained to the children. Continuing, Mom added, conifers often are referred to as evergreens because they keep their leaves. Conifers do not grow flowers like broadleaf trees. Instead, they have cones which produce seeds. Why do leaves have to fall off the broadleaf trees, Mom? Questioned Charlotte. Well, Charlotte, Mom replied, in the winter, trees can't take in water due to the ground being frozen. They must survive on the water that they've stored in their trunks and branches. Also, in the fall, the days get shorter. Thus, there's no sunlight. There's less sunlight. The leaves need the sunlight to make food, so trees will drop their leaves for this reason as well. It's kind of like the trees are subtracting their leaves, right, Mom? Asked Charlie, eyes bright with wonder. It sure is, Charlie, smiled Mom. Would you like to go back to the house and begin working on your subtraction flashcards? But before heading back, why don't you each choose a few leaves for a leaf rubbing project this afternoon? Both children eagerly picked a few different leaves. They could hardly wait to get back home to begin their flashcards and their leaf rubbing project. Okay, so Charlie and Charlotte wanted to do their leaf rubbing. I'm going to show you how to do one, and maybe you can do one after your lesson today, okay? All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go outside and find a leaf. This is the one that I found. You can find any kind you want, as big or as little as you want. It doesn't matter. And this is how you do it. Isn't that neat? Isn't that neat? So how did you like that leaf rubbing? That was pretty neat, wasn't it? That's a pretty neat thing to do. So if you want to do that after your lessons today, you can go ahead and do that. If your mom will let you, find some leaves and put them under there and use the side of your pencil like this on your paper, and it'll draw the leaf. It's really cool. All right, so we're ready to start our math pages today. So let's go ahead and get over to our math. Okay, so here we are on our page. We're going to be talking about subtraction today. Now make sure you're on the right page. This should be, it looks like this. It's page, what page is it? 38. Make sure you have your right page. Now we're going to be talking about taking away. Now subtraction is the opposite of addition. So that instead of adding things, you're going to be taking things away. When you subtract, you count backwards. Now I'm going to take my, I'm going to put another screen on here and I'm going to show you kind of how you do that, okay? So before you do anything, I want you to watch this. Okay, so here's my blocks, okay? Now you may not have blocks. You might have beans or some kind of something to count with, okay? So you're going to need something to count with. So let me show you. Now this is 10. All right, I'm trying to keep my camera still. I'm sorry. All right, so that's 10. There's 10 counters there. Let's see if I can get this right here. Okay, there's 10 counters right here. All right, now if I said 10 minus 1, that means take away 1. How many would there be left? Can you count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9. So what if I had 9 and I minus 1? How many would be left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now what if I said 8 minus 1? Woo, I'm starting to wiggle, ain't I? Okay, what if I said 8 minus 1? Okay, so there's 8 minus, take away 1. How many's left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 are left. What if I said 7 minus 1? Now there's 6. What if I said 6 minus 1? Now there's 5. Okay, now we're going to stop right there, and I want to show you something else. What if I have 9? Okay, so I have 9. I have 9 counters here. You can't really count them if they're kind of hard to see, but that's what I've got. So what if I said I want to add 1 counter? So I'm going to add 1. Now how many do I have? Now I have 10, don't I? So that means 9 plus 1 is 10. But 10 minus 1 is 9. You see how those are related? Good deal. Then let's take a look at our page. Okay, so I was telling you that when we count backward, or when we subtract, we count backwards. So remember we say we had 10 of these. Okay, so if we took 1 away, we minus 1, we'd have 9. We minus another one, we have 8. You see how it goes back? Good. Okay, so I want you to fill all these in. 10 minus 1. Let me start my thing here so I can give you some help. So do you know what 10 minus 1 is? If you have 10 and you take away 1, you have how much? Well, you have, I don't know if my thing's going to draw. There we go. We have 9. Then you have 9 minus 1. You have, make sure you fill this out, you have 8. Then if you have 8 minus 1, you have 7. Then if you have 7 minus 1, you have 6. What about 6 minus 1? Then that leaves, what if you have 5 minus 1? That leaves how much? What if you have 4 minus 1? What does that leave? And what if you have 3 minus 1? What does that leave? What if you have 2 minus 1? What does that leave? And what if you have 1 and you take away 1? What does that leave? That's right. See how we counted down 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We counted backwards because we were subtracting. Minus means to go backwards. All right, good deal. Now make sure you have all those filled in. Okay, when you get it filled in, let's look at our next page. Okay, on this page, I want you to do your copy work. All you're going to do is copy your numbers backwards from 10 to 0. Make sure you use very good handwriting and put a smiley face next to the one you think you did the best, okay? Good deal. That's all for today then.